10 million Americans are jobless as the coronavirus devastates the U.S. economy. Will it affect the 2020 election? Welcome back to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. So it's not just the hundreds of thousands of Americans who are sick with the coronavirus. The U.S. economy has been infected by it as well. At least 90% of the country is now under stay-at-home orders. That's had a devastating effect on the economy. Just stroll down the street and take a look at how many restaurants, stores, and businesses are closed. You know, on second thought, don't go outside. Definitely don't go outside to watch a neighborhood Pink Floyd cover band. New Jersey, Florida, the Northeast. Okay, back to the economic devastation. The longer small businesses are temporarily closed, the more likely they're going to be permanently closed. But as businesses close, unemployment also goes up. Listen to this.
A record 3.28 million. That's how many Americans signed up for first-time jobless benefits last week, a jump dwarfing the rise of nearly 300,000 the week before. It's a surge in unemployment claims never seen before in American history. Even during the depths of the financial crisis a decade ago, weekly claims topped out at 670,000 in March 2009.
Wow, a record 3 million Americans applying for unemployment benefits? That sounds bad. And the next week, it doubled.
Breaking news for our viewers in the West. A stunning report just out. It shows a record-shattering 6.6 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. That is double last week's record report.
Okay, this sounds really bad. Someone talk me off the cliff, please.
Well, this is, of course, one of the most horrible numbers we have seen in terms of unemployment claims for forever, frankly. Historically, we've never seen this before. 6.6 million unemployment claims in addition to 3.2 million last week. So this brings us over 10 million unemployment claims in just 2 weeks' time.
That's not helping anyone else.
Well, we're clearly living in something the likes of which we've never experienced in our lifetimes, and in some ways never in our history. This is different from the financial crisis and recession, where we're talking about diminished economic activity. Back then, you could at least go out and buy a car if you wanted.
Well, not so much buy a car as take out a massive loan that leaves you with crippling payments as your vehicle dramatically loses value the moment you drive it off the lot. But yes, even those days seem to have a rosy tint to them. There has been a 3,000% jump in jobless claims. If that's hard to imagine, here's a little visualization. Here's the Great Recession of 2008 and 9, and here's the past 2 weeks. Last week was the largest number of weekly claims ever recorded since the government began collecting this data in 1967. The second highest number was the 3.3 million the week before. And get this, reports from state unemployment offices, which are still struggling to meet the high volume of requests for unemployment benefits, continue to suggest the Department of Labor's weekly claims figure significantly understates the real number of Americans seeking help. And keep in mind, that doesn't even include all the jobless Americans who don't qualify for unemployment. For instance, people who voluntarily left the workforce for any reason. Did you leave your job because you need to care for someone in your family who has the coronavirus? Not counted. Schools are closed and you have to watch your kids instead of working? Not counted. Not going to work because you have the coronavirus? Not counted. At this point, I'm starting to think that if things get any worse, I'll have to make a cooking show to make money on YouTube. And today we're going to make... Shelly, how do you make ramen? Oh, that's so complicated. Okay, back to less depressing topics, like the collapse of the U.S. economy. One of the reasons so many people are applying for unemployment is that more people qualify now. Different states have different rules for who can apply for unemployment benefits. But the federal government has temporarily waived some unemployment restrictions. That means Independent contractors and self-employed people, for example, who don't usually qualify, can now temporarily receive benefits through a pandemic unemployment assistance program Congress created. That includes gig workers, like pretty much everyone I know from my days of studying music in college. But according to the Economic Policy Institute, a DC-based nonpartisan think tank, by July, nearly 20 million workers might be laid off. And Goldman Sachs now predicts a 34% plunge in second quarter GDP. So how will this affect the 2020 election? It's only 7 months away. President Trump has made a strong economy the centerpiece of his re-election bid. Here he is at the State of the Union address at the beginning of February.
The years of economic decay are over. I am thrilled to report to you tonight that our economy is the best it has ever been.
2 months later, things are upside down. Recently, the U.S. government passed a $2.2 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill. If you want a rundown on that, check out our recent episode, Congress Battles Over Coronavirus Cash. As CNN says, as companies continue to close their doors and shed workers to limit the spread of coronavirus throughout the population, more workers will need government aid to make ends meet. And where will that government aid come from? U.S. taxpayers. Wait, they don't have any money anymore. Well, no problem. The government can just print more money, and there'll be absolutely no downside to that. Now remember, YouTube has been secretly unsubscribing people from the show, so take a moment to make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're new to America Uncovered, please subscribe. You'll love it. Keep in mind, though, that almost every episode we make that even mentions the coronavirus gets demonetized. So the only way we can afford to keep making America Uncovered is thanks to the support from viewers like you on the crowdfunding website Patreon. Visit patreon.com/America Uncovered to find out how you can help. Because I don't think my cooking channel is going to do it. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. This is America Uncovered.